Three, two, one. Hello, and welcome to episode 115 of the KBMOD podcast. Today is October 27th, 2013.
Damn right.
I'm Dan, not APL Fisher. He's off Joe-poing into a garbage can somewhere. I'm not even sure what his problem is, but he's not here.
It's Sunday. You can't expect somebody to just drop everything for a podcast.
He's just at a double step concert. It's fine.
A double step.
It's what he does, dude. That's all he does is go to double step concerts. And what?
Oh, I was talking
Just
about the whole
fucking
joke
music, it's a
thing.
fucking lifestyle, mate.
Sounds of the DJ Sly.
I just referenced a video none of you have seen. So that's
Sounds of the DJ double step.
Sounds of the DJ double step.
It's a documentary about Gabber, which is a subgenre of hardstyle, which is already a subgenre, I think. So
Oh, that's cool, dude.
Alright, get off Reddit.
But it's all these Scottish people, and this Scottish guy just totally drugged up. He's like, "It's not just fucking music, it's a fucking lifestyle, mate. Gabber, icky. Talking about icky."
That might actually just have been you yesterday.
Was
That
it
might have
Ross?
There's probably video footage of you yesterday saying that.
Ross Gouda.
That exactly.
Sounds the DJ Sly. Enchanted Nishun.
Enchanted
Fucking
boots.
lifestyle, mate.
Oh,
So, now that we've gone over the enchanted lifestyle, we'll start with Shooter. Shooter's first week at his new job with Newegg. How did
My
it go?
first
How did it
job
go,
at-
Shooter?
Yeah. My first week at a large computer company where my boss wasn't there for the first 3 days. It was very interesting. I felt, I'd like you guys in the chat right now to guess how many departments there are in Newegg. Because I guarantee you won't be able to guess it. And
15 exactly.
higher.
Shit. All right, you should just quit.
Yeah.
42,
How
right?
about 144? There's 144 departments just in North America. So that was overwhelming. I mean, I thought I came from a big management company prior, but yeah, there's a lot of little kind of pods that all need to kind of get strung together as things go on. But it's exciting. The plans they have for 2014 are huge. I'm happy to be a part of it. It's great, and things are only going to get better as time goes on. But 2014 should be a big year for Newegg, and I work with a lot of great people, so I'm actually really excited to do it. The first few days were obviously trying because I didn't have a boss, but once my boss came around and kind of we knew where we were going with it, it's been good. It's nice to work for something that I can I actually believe in.
We
it
didn't
feels
bring you
good,
on here
man.
to advertise. Thanks.
No, it's not even advertising. It's just, I'm just excited.
know.
It's going to be, it's something I believe in for once. It's not just kind of fucking hoopla propaganda that they throw you and they make you kind of pitch it to people. It's good. It's something that I think I'm going to be good at. So we'll see as time goes on if I still have a job.
If I don't get fired, I'm gonna do great.
When's the wifey moving to LA, Chezz?
I don't know about that. I'm not sure yet.
Putting you on the spot. Putting you on the spot right now.
It's not putting me on the spot. It's still up for discussion, but probably in 2013. We'll see.
So,
Is that
So
good
what'd
enough
you play?
answer?
That's less than.
Yeah, what did
3
I
months.
play? What did I actually play? Well, I'm sure everyone can take a guess. I played CS, Go, I played Source. I played a little bit of, let's see, America's Army. We played that on Thursday. That was actually interesting. I did really bad at it when I went ADS, but once I started playing it like Counter-Strike and not ADSing anything, I did a lot better. And I still haven't launched the Stanley Parable demo, so I want to do that sometime this week, and then I'll probably end up buying the full thing. But I heard they actually changed some things about it. I guess some things were offensive in it, and they wanted to patch some stuff out of it. This was in, I don't know what article I read, but
Yeah, there
hope-
was a joke involving where it was like one of the drawn pictures from like a 50s propaganda thing, but it was like a white dude handing this little black kid like I think it was like a piece of, I forget what he's handing him, but it was like a piece of food or something. And then the next, I don't know the actual joke because I haven't played the game. Like I don't know the text that goes with it. And then the next the next panel is like the kid is on fire. Like, but I forget what the joke had context that it sounds really bad that way. So, but like the context of the joke.
A white adult
but most
sets a young
articles
black
said
child on fire.
even the guy who mainly complained about it to Davey Reedon, the creator, even he said, yeah, I can see how that would have been taken offensively. I don't know the text of the joke though to like completely put that together for you guys.
I just hope that if I buy the game, they haven't like nerfed it to be socially acceptable or something. Because I heard the game in itself is like.
No, he said the joke's fine without it. He said the
Okay.
joke's fine with it. Yeah, they're
All right. Yeah, so I'm excited to actually try that, but otherwise it's just been kind of CS, and I haven't gamed this entire weekend because I've been working on more stuff with the apartments. So yeah, and then I'm super excited that I am good to go and greenlit for LAN. That was my biggest concern prior to meeting my boss, is that I got the okay to go to LAN. So I'm good to go, and I will be there, sleeping on NFEN's couch until we get up at 6 a.m. to go to the airport.
Yeah.
Your boys!
I managed to get everyone the earliest flights on Earth.
Really did. That's okay.
Get shit on, mates. That's the price you pay.
If that's what the community wants, that's what the community gets.
I'm not really looking forward to a 5-hour drive, but I am looking forward to not having to spend that money on airfare, and I am looking forward to having a 3-day work week.
Yes.
There you go.
Because I like helping children way more than doing my job. Also, I like most things more than doing my job.
It's true. So we just got on. Chezz was talking about what he gamed. We'll get back to everyone else later. But now we started talking about Extra Life a little bit. Holy shit! I am overwhelmed, excited, but also excited. I'm extremely overwhelmed though on my end of things with planning and things like that. Sean, big shout outs to Sean. I know a lot of people know who Sean is, but if you don't, he's kind of our webmaster who we don't pay. And he programmed multi-stream. He does most of the back-end website stuff. He's been him and Bob have been setting up PCs all over the last week. I believe they're setting stuff up as we speak, more streaming and network setup stuff. So Sean putting in lots and lots of work. He's also going to do some back-end stuff for the donations, I believe, which I won't fully get into because I don't totally know what the emails with between him and Brandon that I was copied on even meant. So, but they were talking about some stuff with donations.
Yeah, we'll hopefully have some cool stuff.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
So, but Friday, this is not set in stone, but Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern is roughly when the stream will start. I do know for sure what we're starting out with. Unlike the other 40 hours, which I'm unsure about right now. But I do know, John, I believe, was it you that got in touch with Chase, or did Chase get in touch with you?
Kind of just happened when Jeremy was in the office. Chase came over, and we kind of brought up the idea, and then he pulled me aside right afterwards. So
Chase, who
it'll
is
be good.
PR, head of PR at Twitch? I don't know,
yeah, he's our director of PR.
Director of PR at Twitch. Has been doing PR for a while. And has a bunch of old school like memorabilia type things, like Sonic the Hedgehog, mostly Sega stuff.
He has a signed Sonic poster from Noogie, or whatever his name is. I forget his name now.
Yeah, one of the creators of Sonic. And so that will be auctioned off. There's a bunch of just like kind of like weird press stuff that you would have gotten at like an E3 or something from Sega. Really rare stuff. And he's going to be telling us kind of the backstory on a lot of it, and we'll be auctioning those off as prize packs. And we'll have Sean playing Sonic 1 and 2 because he's very, very good at Sonic. So we'll have him playing Sonic while we talk about it with Chase. So that will be the start of the Extra Live stream. As for the other 40 hours, I'll figure that out this week.
I have some games to suggest to Sean. I really want to play this old, really terrible NES game called Monster Party, since it's happening right around Halloween.
We should play Robin Hood Prince of Thieves, which, in my memory, is the worst game I've ever played, and it was for NES. It was terrible. It was based off the Kevin Costner movie, the Kevin Costner Robin Hood movie. 8-bit RPG Robin Hood. Yeah. It was pretty awesome. I think it took us all day to get out of the first room or something. It was so bad.
Oh man.
That's another announcement. Can I announce that, John? November 9th? Is that set in stone?
What's that? Oh yeah, it's set in stone.
Okay. Linus from Linus Tech Tips will be on November 9th as a guest. Finally, after a year. After a year of trying to get the man. We have him on November 9th, so that's coming as well. But yeah, Extra Life will be amazing. The team is already at, let me double check, I think it's 31,000 something. It's an incredibly high number. Horrible noise incoming. Okay, there it is. 32,000. We're nearly at 33,000.
That's awesome.
Nearly at $33,000. And the big land hasn't even happened yet. Plus Orb, plus Justra, who I think are doing it after this weekend.
Plus Jordan.
Plus Jordan. There you go. Aurelian, Minecraft YouTuber, 10.5K raised. And Gold Glove, if you guys missed Gold Glove's stream yesterday, he said when he got 10K he was going to shave his head.
It was
and
awesome.
he did. Pro Syndicate, shout outs to Pro Syndicate. I've met Tom. He's a nice dude.
He
Syndicate
2.2K
to get him over the 10K to make him shave his head. And very good stuff. Alright, what is up with Whackman3208 has just subscribed 8 or 9 times in the chat. What is happening here? Anyway, shout outs to those two. Those two, Aurelian and Brennan Goldglove, have done their streams already and really killed it. Freaking Gassy's at 2.5K hasn't even done anything. Jesus. And shout outs to Blackliteattack for having a very frustrating run of Final Fantasy VII, at least Disc 1, when I was watching.
It didn't get any better. Really
pretty much everything in the world that could go wrong did.
Actually, my carry armor was about the greatest carry armor ever. There's a boss named Carry Armor who, if he decides to be a dickhead, can just, with RNG, completely destroy your run instantly. And I had the best carry armor of all time. The speedrunner who I learned the whole route from, who holds the world record, has never had a carry armor that good. It's I'm linking it to him later, just to gloat about how good my carry armor was. That's the only thing that went well, and it was a combination of bad RNG and me playing really terribly. So I can't even complain too much because I made a lot of execution errors. But it was also my first time ever speedrunning a game.
Yeah. So second time. Anyway.
Well, I mean, like, all at once.
What was your final time? What was the
final time? Was, and this couldn't be actually considered for a real speedrun because I reset and it wasn't single segment. But that being said, my final time was around 10 hours and 25 minutes. 10 hours and 23 minutes, I think.
Not bad.
That's pretty good, actually.
So he raised $1,000 yesterday, and we haven't even started with the proper stream yet, so...
It was
very well done.
Does this proper, so.
I don't believe in proper. I believe in
your streams aren't proper, apparently.
I just wanted to know if I could have the word "fuck" in my panels. You guys wouldn't answer me on Twitter.
The answer was a blaring.
How about
no.
I change your username to "fuck"? How's that?
Do it. Please don't actually do it.
/fuck.
Change it
also,
to Blackliteattack.
I said do it because I thought that would be funny, and then I realized I'm talking to John, and he'll actually do that.
Change you to
Do it
Fleshlight
before
Attack.
the end of this podcast.
Fleshlight Attack.
Fleshlight
You should
Attack.
change it to Fleshlight Attack.
YouTube now. I'm rebranding my YouTube channel. It's happening.
Also, there was another stream yesterday for our team. Kyle from Newegg also streamed yesterday, and he had a modest goal. He does not stream much, as was evidenced with his channel, which had like 500 views or something. But he just set it up, streamed. He streamed a lot longer than he said he was going to, actually, and made $350 for the team. So
awesome.
There you go. But this weekend, us, of course, and then Gassy, Renee, Diction, and a lot of you out there in community, I know, are also streaming. So I think we're gonna have to raise this goal beyond 100K.
As an FYI, just so you guys know, during the Extra Life stream, we've created a game in the Twitch directory called Extra Life. So whenever you're streaming for Extra Life, you'll set your game to Extra Life.
Nice.
Which makes it much easier to find and discover Extra Life streams. That was the brainchild of Jared, our community manager. It was a really, really good idea.
It is a good idea.
So it'll be a good way to coordinate everything.
Sweet.
So there you go.
Good stuff.
That is actually awesome. Now you just click on one thing, boom, done. And it will be on. That will make sure that game will show up in the top 10, of course, when everyone is streaming next weekend. So almost at 33K already. If someone's feeling real generous, donate $111 to one of us during this podcast, and we'll just hit 33K right now. So, Extra Life this weekend. I know we mention it all the time, but prepare yourselves. It's gonna be pretty epic.
We mentioned a lot. It's actually happening next weekend. So.
I know.
It's kind of what we build up to every year. It's kind of like the most fun thing we do every year. So it's not fun at all. It's really fun for the first 12 hours, and then it just hurts like real bad. But it's good.
That's why we're doing.
It hurts so good. It hurts
that
so good.
7 a.m. hour is rough.
Well, as you know, this wasn't during Extra Life, but when 7 a.m. hit for that Child's Play, we all saw what kind of a state people can get into. As I devolved into madness and spoke of donuts and
donuts are fucking delicious.
They are, and there's more of them. In case you were wondering.
Before I went hiking without Brandon.
I was in such bad shape. Everyone was asleep. But that's why we're doing more hours this year, so people can take a nap, take a break, come back to it. So, but moving on from Extra Life, Blackliteattack. What did you play this week?
Pretty much everything was just me building up to the Final Fantasy VII run because I had to cram in a lot of practice and note-taking and stuff. For anybody who's never speedrun like a long-form game like a JRPG, a lot of times it's very specific movements you have to take, very specific like menuing you have to do, that if you screw up something and you don't notice that you screwed it up, it'll come back to bite you in the ass about 3 hours later and be unfixable at that point.
Yep.
So it's a really difficult. It's not only a matter of execution and game knowledge. It's also an endurance test on top of that, because running a game that long, you start to screw up about 4 hours in because you're tired of playing the same game. So it was a lot of preparation for that. I didn't really get to play much else due to that. Although I did manage to sneak in some breaks of Hearthstone. I finally got into the beta of Hearthstone, however you feel like pronouncing it. I swear I alternate every time I pronounce it. But Hearthstone's really fun. I know you've been hitting that hard, and Brandon just got into it as well, right?
Yeah, it's kept me up.
Brandon got it the same day I did, which is the first day anybody had beta access.
I've been playing
you
it
guys
on
had
and
it
off.
a while ago.
It's just that
gotcha.
I wasn't playing it much before they did the wipe, because now I don't think they're gonna wipe again.
I don't think they're gonna wipe it again. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
I haven't been playing much now because it's a game that I'm like looking forward to playing on my tablet more than anything else.
Yeah, it'll be really good for that.
Yep.
I can
that's kind of if I'm on the PC, like I want to play something 3D, like action packed, and I appreciate Hearthstone and I have fun when I play it, but like that's what a tablet's for. It's for Plants vs Zombies games like Hearthstone and Magic.
Yeah. And I think for anybody who likes card games, especially Magic the Gathering, like it's for you. It's like a more simplistic Magic the Gathering.
It's very simple,
but it's also really deep though too.
Oh yeah, no,
so
definitely.
It's got the best of both.
Definitely. Yep. I feel that Magic the Gathering is a little bit contrived sometimes and how complex it can be. Mm-hmm. So Hearthstone just feels a little bit more focused, which is a good thing.
Everything in Hearthstone, if you're worrying about a learning curve or you've never played a card game before, everything in Hearthstone, except for sometimes you may have to figure out what the definition of an ability is, like in Rage.
Keyword.
Like in Rage, I didn't know like immediately what that meant on a card. It just means when they get attacked, this thing triggers. But like for the most part,
there's only
everything
like maybe
on
10
there
of those that you even need to know.
Yeah, everything on there is just like, this is what the card does. This is how much damage it does. Like, that's it. and during your turn, or during the opponent's turn, you don't have to do anything. Because you can't. There's no instance, there's no interrupts, which are in other card games. So basically, when your opponent's playing, you just sit there and take it, whatever happens, which it's frustrating at times, but also makes it very simple.
It kind of makes it so that you have to plan for everything ahead of time. You can't really have any of these like oh shit buttons, which I kind of miss from Magic, and I wish they would give you the ability to do something during opponents' turns, because that's just what I'm used to from playing card games in the past. But at the same time, it does make things a lot more simple to learn. And it's always frustrating when you're about to pull off some big move and somebody in Magic is like, nah, instant cast. I fucking counter that. I don't want you to do that.
Yeah.
And so there is. It's good and bad.
So, god damn it! Someone kill that Hearthstone. That is the only downside of Hearthstone, right there.
What?
Some jackass spamming my chat every 5 seconds when I stream that game. You got a Hearthstone key? You got a Hearthstone key? I'm selling a Hearthstone key. Or you want a Hearthstone key? Shut the fuck up. I've never seen a beta like this that has spawned so many people just trying to... but yeah, the game is super simple, and as John said, when that thing hits... I said to my wife, when this game hits Android tablets, I may be in the living room, but I will not be there with you. I will be playing that game instead. Like, it's going to be bad when that thing is on a tablet.
I'm going to neglect you and the kids.
Yeah,
I want you to
know
this.
It's going to.
I need Hearthstone and I need FTL on my tablet, and then I'll be done. I don't need any more iPad games ever.
No 124 just subbed.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, man.
Or woman, whatever.
Oh, sorry. No one.
So you've been hitting the Hearthstone.
And yeah, that's pretty much it. I just finally, now that my Final Fantasy VII run is complete, just now I'm getting to play Final Fantasy XIV a little bit. I'll probably be hitting 50 during the cast. Finally,
Nice.
on my Dragoon pizza bagels.
Did you transfer yet? Oh,
I did,
you
yeah.
did.
Yeah, we played
That's
together
right.
briefly.
Yes.
I'm still very upset. Apparently, for some reason, now the name is not taken. There's nobody on the server with this name. But I was unable to name my character Toaster Strudel, which I'd wanted to do for a very long time.
You were mad.
I
You were
was
real
very
upset.
mad. But
Very
I was
upset.
able to afford an acceptable compromise in pizza bagels. So I'm okay with that. I'll probably be hitting 50 soon, and then most likely starting to level Marauder, I think. Marauder looks really fun.
God, I love that game.
It's a really, really good MMO.
So, all right. John's fat cock. What have you been doing this week, sir? You're muted. You're muted, sir.
You're muted, buddy.
Oh shit! What the fuck?
There you
Yeah,
go, you're
I
good.
put on a push to talk for Brandon, but I officially have no mechanical storage in my computer any longer.
Nice.
Ah.
I have over a terabyte of solid state storage. Thank you to sales on Samsung 840s.
Nice. Nice.
And then I've been leveling my warrior. My warrior in WoW is now 82 after like 24 hours played.
What race and all that?
Just Panda, because I wanted to play
Panda.
through the Panda starting area.
Great starting
But
zone.
I don't know. I'll probably go something else after that. After I'm done. I don't know yet.
Pandas are gay.
And been playing some CS:GO here and there. Eric hooked me up with some fatty skins for my guns,
Nice.
so it's pretty
Nice.
exciting. I feel
They
like I'm
do
playing
make
TF2
you
again.
better.
Another sub?
They do, absolutely. I've actually played a few games of Smite this week,
Nice.
which is kind of weird because I don't
They-
normally play MOBAs of any sort.
You should have told me we could have
then-
played together.
TF2.
They did,
you were probably still at the office because you don't come into work until 1
Oh.
and you
Oh,
don't leave
that's
until
right.
midnight. So,
That's right.
Brandon comes in super late and I'm in bed when he's arriving at home. So
That's actually pretty true.
it's good. It's extremely accurate. If you are home anytime after midnight, I am in bed because I go to bed at midnight.
That's too bad.
And my Team Fortress 2 MGE ELO hit 2700 this week, which means I'm the best. So
How did I know that's what it
just-
would mean?
That's pretty much exactly what it means.
What's your chess elo, nerd? Nothing.
Actually, I did get an ELO on chess.com a while ago, but it was only like 900 something. I'm not very good at chess.
Yeah, go talk to Hutch.
It was only like 1100.
Nick Fenton.
I'm awful at chess. It's funny.
He's dead. Forget him.
You alive,
He's
buddy?
gone.
You here?
Don't worry about him. He's not even here.
A lot of people, for those of you wondering, yes, Nick Fenton actually is here.
He
No,
is
Anybody
he's
on
listening to
the
the audio version.
Kind of. I'm kind of here.
Physically, he's here.
I played Batman Arkham Origins. That's a
Oh,
good game.
let's talk about it.
It's a good
so
game.
good. Do you think I had people complaining because it was essentially the same thing as the other two Batman games? I don't know why that's a complaint. It's fucking real good.
I wouldn't
Actually.
put it under the category of complaint or a compliment. I wouldn't put it under either.
Yeah,
It's just how it is. I mean,
Observation.
the difference between Arkham's Asylum and City is like, it's bigger. It was basically the same thing anyway.
Is that if you're playing those games and you're really into the Batman games, you should have an NVIDIA card because the physics implementation in that game is
really
fucking
good.
jaw-dropping. It's incredible.
This game runs a lot better than City did when it came out. At least seems like it does.
It seems to. Also, it destroys on Ultra. It destroys. At least when I was streaming it, it was.
You were playing a 1440, weren't you?
Yeah, yeah.
It's a really good-looking game.
Yeah, it looks really good.
But yeah, that game. The only complaint that I have, and it's kind of a minor complaint so far. I've only put in a couple hours. Is that some of the side missions are kind of plain. But other than that, I like it a lot because I liked Asylum and City. So, I mean. And I also played, I played Smite and a little bit of Mirror's Edge, as always, and I played Gone Home, actually, after the podcast last week. I just decided, I said I was going to play it, or I wanted to play it, and then I just decided to buy it, and then I just played it, and that game is lots of emotions being thrown at you all over the place.
The feels.
Yeah. It's
Hex's stream was intense of that game.
I think I said it on Twitter, and I think that might be my favorite game so far this year.
Wow, high praise.
The story isn't. The contents of the story aren't something that you necessarily get.
Yeah.
Don't
talk.
Yeah, I'm not gonna. Yeah. And just the fact that you can get so much of the story outside of the dialogue, like you just by reading things and picking things up, like you get a sense of stuff that's happening. I can't really talk about it because like it's all story stuff because it's a short game. It's like an hour and a half. It's like a movie.
Is it really that short?
Yeah.
Yeah. On my Steam says I have 1.2 hours.
Oh wow.
You can actually also just recently released, I think during this last week, you can get the original Amnesia mod.
Yes.
Which was the original game before it became a full game.
The game totally. There's a couple times during my playthrough where I had to look behind myself because I thought something was gonna jump out at me because it's totally creepy feeling, but no, it's not. It's not a scary game.
Yeah.
It's just you're in a dark house sometimes, and it's like, okay, this is
alone.
Yeah.
So
it's video game instincts. But yeah, I think that's about it. And I played some Halo 3 because it's free on Xbox. You should go download it if you have gold.
Free. Your Extra Life Halo 3 stream games with viewers are really good. It was awesome.
Shut up! Don't give me compliments.
It was awesome. Seriously.
Don't give me compliments.
I wish I had my Xbox to join in with you.
Halo 3 customs are so fun. I don't know. It makes me feel like a kid.
Yeah. They were awesome to watch even.
So alright.
This wasn't something I played, but I forgot to mention something that I'm really looking forward to that I just found about right after my stream last night. Can we talk about anime for a second? Is that okay? Is that
let's talk about anime. I'll talk about anime.
Can we shout out to anime?
Shout out to anime.
There's an anime coming out.
I'm going to play CSGO. I'll see you in 45 minutes.
That's fine. Get the fuck out of here. I'm trying to be Japanese, alright? So,
shut up.
I'm actually getting surgery done on my eyes. So,
God damn it. Go ahead.
To make your eyes huge and your pupils just massive.
Yes, exactly. I'm going to be anime. No, there's a new anime I just saw a trailer for last night called Space Dandy that's created by the guys who made Cowboy Bebop, which is one of the best animes of all time. And not only that, but also very accessible to those who don't like anime because it's an anime that doesn't feel like an anime.
I was about to say that if you don't like anime, you might like Cowboy Bebop anyway.
Yeah, it did not have those anime tropes that make it awful. But Space Dandy is sort of just take anime version of Buck Rogers and Captain Kirk, put a pompadour on them, and then you got some that old school Cowboy Bebop jazz flair to it, and then just pure goofiness. It just looks fucking ridiculous. It's about this guy with a giant-ass pompadour who just flies around space discovering new alien species.
I'm down.
Sorry?
I said I'm down.
And, yeah, and it's It's fucking ridiculous. It looks really just like a really ridiculous anime because it's super stylized, cartoony, very like colorful and goofy. And I think he's like Captain Kirk, where he goes around just sexing all the aliens that he can find.
Nice.
That's the impression I got from the trailer, because they start off with some titillation. They're like, "Yo, here's some booty bitches, some anime bitches. Here's they booties," and they're bouncing up down. They're like, "Oh, space a dandy," and they're like, they're bouncing their tits around, and then they show that, and then they show like the jumping titties, and then all of a sudden there's a woman with 3 jumping titties because she's an alien, and then there's a woman with 4 jumping scaly titties, and you're like, all right, I'm down. Well, my point is, I'm really looking forward to this.
Like there's a lot of great
January.
Yeah. I think there's a lot of good body pillows that could come out of this.
I agree with that. I agree. So I'm down for this. It's coming out January, I think.
So Brandon, I think we're on you.
Top that, Brandon.
Go ahead and top them scaly titties.
Right.
Go ahead and give that a go.
Right. 4 scaly. On one
let's see. I played maybe a little bit of CS:GO. I think a little bit of CS Source, right, on stream with someone. I installed Path of Exile, and I'm gonna play it at some point, but I haven't actually played it yet. Played some League ARAMs. Finally played with Nick Jenkins here, so that was nice.
Yeah, we didn't have a great night of it in terms of
no, but it's always more fun to lose with friends than to just lose in solo queue.
That's true. Also, I think the fact that Timo's free week is a major reason I haven't played League at all today, because he is a nightmare, or League at all this week, because he is a nightmare in ARAM. He makes ARAM truly awful. Also, just the game in general truly awful. Fuck Timo.
Wow.
Sorry.
So I played a little bit, and then like we were talking about earlier, I've been playing some Hearthstone. I've been starting to, now that the wipe is over, I've been getting into it and just kind of logging on, doing the quests, playing with the basic decks. I'm just playing at like very low level, just kind of enjoying, getting paired up against new people, and I'm not really taking it that seriously. I'm just kind of doing the quests and stuff. But it's a great game to just put on, like kind of while you're doing something else.
Yes.
It's sort of like, I think what they've done really well is that it's kind of like WoW for me, in that I can tab out of WoW anytime I want, and go do something else or look something up. And Hearthstone kind of feels the same way. Like you end your turn, you have 30 seconds to go do something else, if you want to or whatever. So it's like they've nailed being able to tab in and out and kind of keep your attention on the game, but also like do other things, which WoW is one of the only games that's ever really done that for me. That's about it though. Hearthstone and League mostly. Watched some CS:GO today. Great CS:GO matches.
I've heard overtime is a problem in CS:GO. That's only from Sir Scoot on Twitter, just saying that people were pissed about the overtime rules, which I guess got changed after this event because there were so many overtimes or something like that. But I don't know. I didn't watch the event. I should have.
I don't know. The
overtime in CS, like to even tie, that's like a big feat in general. I think. Like, I mean, if you can get 5 rounds in a row from 15 to 10, like most people, you're just gonna think you're out of it. Like, forget it. It's over. There's no way. Like, I think it's exciting. If it goes to like 2 overtimes, I'm okay with that, because it's a really close game at that point. But other people
there was a game this weekend or earlier this week that went to it was like several overtime rounds.
That SK Navi game, yeah.
Yeah, it was I think maybe like 10 overtime rounds. But the thing is that that game was incredibly exciting.
Yeah.
I don't know how you change it without getting rid of that kind of suspense, where it's like if they just keep going back and forth and getting 1 round apiece, like there's nothing more exciting than that.
Yeah, that's pretty sweet. Well, I played. What did I play this week? God, played some COD 4 with viewers.
Build a computer and have it not work.
Yes, I played the Kraken doesn't fit in my case game. It's a pretty shit game. Don't play it.
The Twitter reviews were not great.
And once I did, so I got it hooked up to my case enough to like see if it worked, because I was like, well, I basically can't even use the 3770K right now. I was like desperately trying to avoid using the stock cooler, which I'm using currently now. But Kraken, I'm pretty sure the pump just didn't work, just straight up.
That happens.
So, because it was idling in the 60s.
Yeah,
which I wasn't worried. I wasn't worried about processor failure, because if people don't know, over the years, the safeguards against that have become so crazy that it would just shut down before anything bad happened. But I was very mad. Very mad. Make sure your case fits a cooler first. That wasn't actually the main problem. I actually ordered the brackets that they recommend to fit it to your case, and but then when I had it running, it wasn't working anyway. So
it's probably the pump.
So yeah, I don't think the pump is actually working. So
I mean, overall, those get really good reviews, and we built the new PCs with them. They looked awesome.
Of course, on Twitter, I was very angered, but I mean, overall, you know, they get great reviews. I don't think it's a bad cooler. They're working on the Newegg PCs. I got a lemon though, for sure. So I'm going to return it and just get one. I'm mainly returning it because I don't want to use the bracket thing. That's the other thing that baffles me. NZXC makes a cooler that doesn't fit in their cases, in their Phantoms, the older Phantoms anyway, which is baffling to me that you wouldn't at least.
It depends on the size Phantom that you have.
Well, I have a full tower.
Yeah, we installed it in Phantoms.
It being an older one, though, it might not have been kind of ready for it.
It may only have spots for 240 millimeters.
Well, they have a thread on their support forums, like ready-made, with pictures on how you fit a Kraken into this case. But you have to order these brackets, and they're from like a third party. And what baffles me is that why they couldn't take 2 seconds and be like, the Phantoms, this is a great selling case. Why couldn't we include 2 brackets? All they need is 2 brackets that essentially are like stanchions to hook the radiator to, because that's all they would have to have done to make this fit. And it would, even if they made it $5 more or something, it would have been fine. You know, it would have been no sweat off their back to do that. And that was why I was more angry than anything. Then it didn't work, and that just compounded things into me calling it the worst piece of hardware I've ever bought.
Well, speaking of that, SwiftTech is now like re-releasing the H220 as a Cooler Master product.
Nice.
I'm not sure if it's out yet, but I forget what it's called. It's the Cooler Master something. It's got to be like their only water cooler, but it's basically a rebadged H220.
So I'm running a 3770K now, which is great, but you know, using stock cooler, not that great. But because of the 3770K, my 3570K and the Hyper 212 Evo will be up for auction as a package for Extra Life. So we'll be letting you know how to win that and how to win the PCs sometime during this week. I guess we better let you know sometime during this week, because otherwise we're kind of fucked.
That's our last chance to let you know.
That's our last chance to let you know. We'll probably have entry forms just like we did for Bob's CPU last year. So
maybe
we'll see though. But anyway, so that happened. I played a lot of Hearthstone this week, and when I say a lot of Hearthstone, I mean a lot of Hearthstone. Like, I stayed up way too late on work nights playing Hearthstone. It was really bad. But there's great times in Hearthstone, and then there's times when you play people who have legendaries, and you destroy them for the whole match, and then they get one legendary out, and the game is over. And that is super frustrating. And there's nothing you can do a lot of the time. There's a card called Ysera, who, if you play WoW, she's a green dragon from the Emerald Dream. She's a 4/12, so she's got 12 health, 4 attack. At the end of every turn, you draw a dream card, which are special cards that only she can draw, and they're all ridiculously powerful. Like, give a character +6/+6, and like all this like crazy shit. And they cost like nothing to put out. And it was just like me getting shit on. Like I got shit on by Ysera decks like 5 times during stream today. It was pretty terrible. So, God damn it, John. So
Well,
that
at
kind of
least that
sucks.
At least that
That
means
kinda sucks.
you're getting match made into like better matches.
It does. It's true. I have like 40 wins, so I mean, I guess that I'm in unranked, but I think it still tries to matchmake you correctly. But I did kill a guy in 6 turns today, so that was very fun. If you get the right combo shit, there's like decks out there that can kill people in 3 turns, things like that. Just one shot. There's crazy stuff. The game ramps up really, really quickly in Hearthstone, which is great.
I feel like having turn 2 is way too overpowered.
Well,
you get card advantage and a mana boost.
Well, the thing about it being on turn 2 it would take a lot of luck, but you can make a deck that can do it. You would just have to get all those cards at once, basically.
Yeah, no, I'm saying, but even just like generally speaking, even if you didn't specifically design your deck to take advantage of turn 2 and try to like kill them on like turn 3 or whatever, I just feel like in most games, generally what happens is whoever plays second gets an extra card, while the person who plays first gets the advantage of moving first.
Right.
But usually, that those two things balance out. For some reason, Hearthstone also gives you a mana advantage when you get second. You get mana acceleration for 1 turn.
Also, the Druid deck has a mana advantage just by being a Druid deck.
Yeah, I saw that. That's really retarded.
They get Innervate, and they get another card that just gives them more mana faster. It costs mana to do it, but then next turn you have 1 more mana than you would have.
Yeah, it's not
I don't like that. I don't like
design.
I don't like the mana gem card that you can randomly get. I think that's a dumb mechanic.
The mana card isn't random. It's whoever plays second gets the mana gem.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
I didn't actually notice that in however hundreds of matches I've played.
I
didn't notice that.
I figured that out.
Wow.
In a second. You guys are. Okay.
Yeah, we're real stupid. Okay.
You guys are great people. I love you. It's like trying to balance. Okay, you got to move first, so in exchange you get an extra card and mana acceleration. That makes no sense.
Yeah, I still think it's dumb. Regardless,
it's overkill. Second turn doesn't need that much of an advantage.
I feel like they'll figure that stuff out. I'm just glad I'm glad that it works, and like it works. The game itself works well. I haven't noticed anything where I've been like, wow, that was really awful, and my game crashed, or just like people. I'm sure there's overpowered stuff, but it's like I'm not at that level where I would even notice it yet.
Right.
I'll leave that to people like Kriparian, and like people super hardcore who are finding the game-breaking stuff before I will ever even come close to caring about it.
I know Upmarket Rat, who follows us pretty intently, that guy is gold rank already in Hearthstone, and his deck is unbelievable. Unbelievable. I think he killed me in 3 or 4 turns, something like that. Like, he just shit on me. I mean, it was horrendous. But he spent like $100 in the game, so he's got cards. I have no problem with that in a card game. No problem at all.
That's just the way card games are.
Yeah, that's how it works. So
it's a great business model, brilliantly designed.
Yep. I'm very desperately trying not to spend money until it goes full version. But every time I sit there and lose 3 or 4 matches in a row, I go into the store and I'm like, maybe I should just, maybe I'll buy the 15 pack thing here. Maybe just need a little boost, man. Just need a hit, please.
I just need a hit, man. Just a little hit, man. Come on, dude.
But other than that, I played Arkham Origins. I was very, very impressed, although the game was quite buggy, for me anyway. But very impressed with Arkham Origins. Very well done. One of the best looking games of the year. It's not quite Final Fantasy XIV level, but it's almost there. And I also played Final Fantasy XIV. I hit level 40 last night, so
Roots.
Getting up there. But still enjoying that game. So that's been about it for me. And we're going to take a 2-minute commercial break, guys. And then we'll be back with the news. Sit tight.
It's beer 30.
Dude, it was beer 30 before the cast started.
Cheese it and iced tea 30.
Jesus.
John, get them tight buns back here.
I love how you can't put the timestamp in.
It's like friggin' enormous. I'm gonna go get another beer. God damn it.
That Advil totally did the trick, by the way. My throat feels ready to have a dick in it. Smooth. I'm actually pretty pleased with the awkward silence that came from me saying that.
Well, what else would you expect?
I actually thought I was muted for a second.
Nope.
Oh, now you guys know my secret.
Beer 30.
Man. Freaking nature. Blah, what the fuck? Oh, it's not that weird. You never, I mean, I'm straight, but you never just like looked at a dick and been like, yeah, I want to suck that. Come on, man. Don't be such a prude.
You may not always see ads, see cart, but that's fine. Thank you for disabling ad block.
That was the first live pour on KBMOD.
And I still get to see it because the stream delay is like 6 hours.
You got an extra life ad. Good.
Nice.
I didn't even know they had those.
At least you didn't get the Suave ad or the Barbara Buono for governor ad for New Jersey, which I reported today. Alcohol kills 10 children every 9 seconds. Almost as bad as weeds. God damn it.
It's approaching weed levels of death.
Where's my stream here? There it is. Alright, we are back from commercial. John is not back, but we are back. Chezz is gone too. What a dick. Right. This is not how you run a podcast. This is not how it happens.
This is unfucking professional.
How much better is the 3770K compared to the 3570K? In games, you're not going to notice that much of a difference. In almost everything, though, and while I stream, I do notice just like overall more smooth performance because there's more threads to work with, but it's not going to give me like 20 FPS.
Are you on that 6-core life yet? You on that 6-core life yet?
No, I'm on that 4-core 8-thread life.
Get on that 6-core.
And I have been streaming on 1080p this whole week.
I'm thinking about trying that.
Let me tell you why it's not working.
Well, I know why it's not working,
actually
but I also know why I enjoy it thoroughly.
So. Hey,
the bit rate's the same. The bit rate's the same. So
is the new beta player give people options to high, low, medium, or no?
High, low, medium, mobile right now. It will, I think, have a source.
But if you're
I don't know that for sure. That's me guessing.
It will.
Yeah.
It will
So
have a source, just not this version.
People unpartnered, right? Yes, no.
No, it's partners only.
Yet.
What are you talking about?
No, we get every beta possible. That's the price we pay. That's what I say to you. That's the price
the privilege of having every beta.
That's
possible.
right. We get the privilege.
Okay, yeah. Yep, that's the way we're gonna put it.
It's valuable feedback that we get from like KBMOD people, so it's kind of good. People actually know what they're talking about when they say things are wrong.
I got to have a design meeting about the new profile pages before they were out. It was pretty cool, so I'm down with it. So
is this something that hasn't been implemented yet, or are we talking about the thing that already?
It's on there now. Yeah, this is months.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I like it.
Yeah.
I actually.
Nice, dude. How much did it cost you to say that? How much did they pay?
Thanks, Twitch. No, that's.
Don't worry about it, bro.
Twitch saved Timmy from the well. All right. So the first thing we're going to talk about, and the reason this is interesting, is not because it's Call of Duty, but also because it is Call of Duty. So system specs, and I put this as the Call of Duty ones because we had leaked ones earlier that were not official, so no one knew if they were for real. So Activision has put out the minimum specs, or the system recs for Call of Duty Ghosts. Now, in previous years, as we all know, Activision wants to sell 8 bajillion copies of Call of Duty, even on PC. We know they don't really consider PC the main platform for the game, obviously.
This time they say it's different.
Yeah, we'll see.
But
we'll see.
Regardless of that stance, the point is Activision likes to make a lot of money on Call of Duty, and they want to sell as many copies as possible. So usually you would think, and usually this is the case, most Call of Duties, Black Ops being an exception, can run on a
Black Ops had really low entry requirements. It just didn't run well no matter
just didn't run well.
Had.
But most of them you can run on a toaster, essentially, like minimum requirements. And this is for most games, and I talked about this Friday in my stream. What you used to see for minimum requirements for a video card, and you guys can correct me if I'm wrong, most common thing you would see 8800 GT for like the last 2 years. That was like your minimum card. So now your minimum card is a GTS 450. That is actually quite a leap from an 8800 GT or an Radeon HD 5870. That means that my 5770 would not have met minimum spec for Call of Duty Ghosts, which to me is kind of crazy. Like, that card is older, obviously. It's 2 gens behind for AMD.
Can still run DF3 okay on low to mid.
Yeah, but that is the bottom. That's a big jump, guys, and it's a bigger jump than we've seen over the past few years. And this new console gen, we are seeing a massive jump. Now, the processor jump, not that big, but the things that are changing, 64-bit OS. We know that Watch Dogs requires it. We know that BF4 requires it. Now COD Ghosts. Can only assume games like The Crew, Witcher 3.
It has to require it because the memory requirement is 6 gigs. So
I know, I'm just saying, like, all these things are jumping up quite a bit. And what you're going to see is you're going to need to upgrade, folks. Scott Fisher is right on the edge. He is right on the edge.
He's edging.
He is edging with a 470.
He's just trying to be edgy, though. You have to understand that.
He's very close. And DX11, this is a good thing, though, is what I'm trying to say. Now, yeah, it's going to cost you money as a PC gamer, probably, within the next year. But you're going to need to upgrade, most likely. If you've been holding out and holding out and holding out, if you're in a 5000 series AMD card, if you're even in a 560 Ti range, 550 Ti, you will really want to consider something within the next 6 months, I think. Because you're going to see games...
I still think a 560 Ti will be fine, but like below that, you'll definitely start to probably feel it now that the games are going to be geared towards the new consoles.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think you will start to see some chugging on older cards, way more than you have before.
Right.
Like, I think you will actually start to see games noticeably start to look better, or the min spec will at least start to look better, because the min spec will be more around the new consoles than the old consoles.
And seeing DX11 everywhere, that's also a bit of a jump, because I think the 5000 series supported it, but it wasn't very good. It wasn't very good to play DX11 on my 5770. So it's a bit of a big jump, and you may want to consider soon, at least. Your processor actually is probably okay, at least for Ghosts, although BF4 is another matter, at least with what beta showed us. But 40 gigs of hard drive space for Call of Duty Ghosts, and that means HD assets and HD cutscenes.
We're assuming that it's going to be the same way as Black Ops 2, where you can install just the multiplayer like I did with Black Ops 2. I'm hoping. I think that was only 13 gigs, which is acceptable, but
yeah,
that's still... I mean, for single player, I can understand. That's okay. But if multiplayer requires me to take up 40 gigs of my SSD, not going to be happy about it.
But what I'm mainly saying is if you were sticking around on the fence for a while, you're in that range, you're really going to want to be thinking about it. This is a bigger leap than we have seen because these new consoles, especially the RAM, which most people should have over 4 gigs of RAM anyway, if you're on Windows 7 and a 64-bit OS. But that's a big change, and it's big to see it on Call of Duty especially, even more than Battlefield, because Battlefield, they like to push the PC with Battlefield, and of course Watch Dogs was going to be, a fantastic looking game, open world, huge, so that was going to have it. But just seeing this on Call of Duty for me was like a sign that the times they are changing with how much power you're actually going to need for a lot of little AAA titles. GTA 5 PC, when it comes out, and Witcher 3, I think, is the one that's going to push a lot of people over the edge if you were sitting on upgrades. Because that's going to need I would say a 700 series minimum on
it's okay, because if you want to run The Witcher 3 at above 60 frames per second, you're going to need to go to the year 2016 and get a video card.
Yeah, you might. You might.
It's okay, though. Those of you on old video cards, you can still play CS:GO with me. I'll be on that for the next 4 years. So.
Well, here's the thing. Like, I think. I mean, I try not to read that much into system specs.
Mm-hmm.
I think I would be surprised if the game did not run on a system with 4 gigs. That would surprise me.
I would
because
agree
that's
with you.
what a lot of people have. A lot of people only have 4 gigs. So I don't know. I don't know what to read into this, because I don't think 6 gigs is really going to be the requirement.
Well, to me, seeing it on multiple games was more. And then seeing it on Call of Duty especially, a game that perennially, kind of like Blizzard games, although not that extreme, they just want that thing to run on everything. And clearly, there's a bit of change this time around.
Yeah, maybe they're just priming people, saying, hey, 6 gigs is required, so if you have less than 6 gigs and your experience sucks, we told you so.
Yeah.
But the other thing that I don't understand, and again, this is why I try not to read into system specs, I don't understand how you recommend a GeForce GTS 450 or a Radeon 5870. Those are not the same class of cards.
Those actually
by
are not
any
the
means.
same class. The 5870 was a beast, was it not?
They are not
at the
even
time?
close. The
5870 was a flagship card.
The
Yeah,
GTS
I was gonna
450 is trash. The 5870 is not.
Okay, man. I remember when I got a 450 in 2010. It was pretty sick. So
that's what I'm saying. If you go look at the benchmarks against those two, the 5870 has like double the power of a 450.
Yeah.
So I don't really think these system specs necessarily mean like Call of Duty is now upping their game, aside from the RAM and the hard disk, which is surprising.
Yeah, and this isn't. And again, it was so hard to like bring this up with people in stream, because it was immediately Call of Duty sucks, man. And it was like, I'm not actually talking about how good Ghost is going to be or not going to be. It's more just about system specs. So.
Yeah, we're just talking about specs at this point.
Just seeing this on a game like Call of Duty is kind of like, all right, maybe we're pushing.
Well,
we're pushing
it makes me
to what we
hopeful
want.
that if the hard disk requirement is that large, that they have some nice HD assets in that. So that if you do turn it up, to maximum settings, that you can actually use, a nice video card. Whereas before, there was just no. I mean, the graphics on max were nothing special, and the performance would still be poor sometimes. So
you're telling me my GeForce 7900 GTO 512 megabit video card won't work? Are you telling me
7900 GTO? Where you got that?
My 7900 GTO from 2006. That won't work? Damn it! I guess I'll have to upgrade.
So
tweet at David Vonderhaar. I'm sure
he'll change it around. So
how about JD 2020?
Moving on to another little piece of hardware news as far as pushing things forward. AMD finally revealed their R9 290X, which is their new flagship. It's an actual new chip on their GPU. This thing is a monster, just straight up. It's a beast, and it's $549, which for the performance, yes, that's expensive, obviously, but for what you get, actually, it's not that bad.
No, they just completely shut down the club, because benchmarks on the 290X are comparable to Titan and beat it in some instances, and basically completely destroy the 780. So like Nvidia's whole game just got messed up.
Yeah, if the 780 did the 780 Ti get it? I did not have it in my news readers.
The 780 Ti is not. I don't think is actually like
announced.
It's announced, but not like I don't think anyone has them
for
benchmarks or anything.
So,
but like I don't even know what they can do with the 780 Ti, because look at where the 780 is priced. It's $650.
Yeah.
the 290X is a better card, so they have to at least drop $100 off the 780.
Yeah.
And like, I don't know. That's
one
that's
caveat.
a tall order.
One caveat: this thing is a beast. Now, People Theory, he already has one because he's a monster. But I would wait until the non-reference designs come out, because the reviews for the reference designs were that this thing runs a bit hot and a bit loud.
You want an aftermarket cooler on this, because they're pushing their architecture to about as far as it can go in order to get this power. So I would definitely wait. I would definitely get one with a nice like dual or triple fan cooler.
So at 4K, this is at 4K. Crossfire on Uber quality. Crossfire Metro Last Light on Uber, which takes 2 cards anyway. On 4K, it gets 50 FPS. 4K.
4K.
Yeah. It beats 780 SLI by 20 frames per second. So it's not even remotely close in that game. That's in Crossfire. But yeah, it is.
But I think that does help kind of show you, because traditionally SLI has been way better than Crossfire. So like, to see them beating out, you know, double 780s with SLI pretty handily with 290Xs and Crossfire is like, I think that just means more and more like NVIDIA has not lost the high-end battle for a while. So I don't even know what they do. Like, if you're NVIDIA right now, you got to be scared, because the Titan is now a completely obsolete product.
Yeah,
well,
there's
literally
no
the
reason to buy a
competition is
Titan.
there. Yeah, the competition is there, where they're actually going to have to competitively price their cards to match the performance of the AMD cards. Finally, you know.
I think you'll see a good buy within the next month or two will be a 770. I think it's going to drop somewhere in that 350 range.
I think it has to.
It has to, yeah. And that's a great card. It's just a little too expensive for my liking right now, but that's a great card. So if you're
I'm going to agree with you, though, that when the non-reference cards come out, like, they were talking about, they were running the benchmarks with like representatives there, and it stays, I think, at like 94 centigrade the whole time, like during the benchmarks, and they did that for 3 days straight. And they're like, no, this card right now is designed.
Yeah,
like,
it's supposed to safely run at higher temps.
Yeah, like it just stayed at that point. And it's a nice thing. There's actually 2 different fan settings for people who are talking about the volumes. There's like the lower fan ones, which only impacted it slightly in like how far the card would clock itself, compared to the Uber setting. That's what it's called. And it could get up to 1 gigahertz, which is actually, I mean, keep in mind that is a single fan on the card. So wait until there's like
Those
wait until
coolers
there's
are
tri-fans on it. Yeah, wait until there's tri-fans on it.
Makes me wonder why that's even the reference design.
I love the reference design.
I know, right?
Always look like garbage, and it's the same on NVIDIA ones. My 570 had 1 fan and this big plastic thing. Like, that was it.
There's got to be some agreement that like NVIDIA and AMD both say, look, we're going to release these crappy cards to make sure that everyone buys yours.
Yeah, basically. Like, first adopters will make some money off them, and obviously off our agreements with you guys, and then, you know, Sapphire and whoever else put your triple fans on there and your twin Frosers. So it's a beast, and we're I think the rumor is no non-reference till January or so. So you're gonna be waiting a couple months. But we'll see if that's actually true.
Yeah, we're gonna see how the 780 Ti performs. I might have to go AMD.
It doesn't necessarily mean you buy an AMD card. It just means this is great news for anyone buying a video card in the next month or so, because NVIDIA is gonna have to respond strongly, just like we said, you know, a week ago.
Yep. Someone kill that guy, please. Thank you.
No,
literally go to his house and kill him. Don't
That's hilarious. I've never seen that before.
It was actually really poorly done. It didn't even show up as a dick in my chat. But moving on, Titanfall, a game that I'm very much looking forward to, finally has a release date, and that would be, I believe it's March 11th. Yes, March 11th, 2014, on Xbox One, Xbox 360, PC, and PS4, even though it doesn't say that. So
make sure to pick up that $250 collector's edition.
Yeah, Jesus God, 200.
Does a Titan deliver the game to your home, and do you get to keep it?
It busts through your windows and delivers the game directly to you.
And then
you do get an 18-inch Titan statue, complete with a motorized cockpit, set in a diorama with LED lighting. So,
This just in, Brandon says cock on the podcast. Just gonna put that out there for
You know what?
guys.
You know what word I don't like to see when I have to pre-order a collector's edition? Deposit. That's what I don't like to see. I don't
Yeah.
want to be depositing money. I don't
Fenton,
wanna
you
be
got to put some
investing.
security deposit on this
I don't want to
collector's
be
edition,
investing
dog.
into this special edition. No, please stop. I just can't. I appreciate the statues that come with some special editions, but who the fuck is paying over like 150?
What,
That's like,
what is it like?
That's like my max for.
Weren't like
special
some Assassin's Creed and stuff like 125 or something, and like that's
I
a
think
little
so.
crazy.
Yeah.
Like that's a little crazy.
Like-
you get like a good, nice figurine with it. Like what
That's
you're paying
like
for.
you're a huge fan of
$250?
Assassin's Creed. That's like if you're a huge fan of Assassin's Creed. This is a fucking brand new IP, and it's a $250 collector's edition.
You know
I don't
people
even-
are gonna
I
buy
don't
into
even-
it though. You know people are gonna buy into it.
I know, but I don't know. It's just crazy.
People like to spend money on things that just don't make sense.
Oh, apparently you can pre-order the game now on Origin. Just FYI. So there you
Sick.
go.
yeah, let me do that.
$60. So just
That's
FYI.
that's your deposit, $60 deposit on top of your,
Well, no. I was saying the game itself.
No, I-
You can just straight up order Titanfall right now.
Killing my
And
dreams.
six
Fucking
five
killing my
5 months early, you can order Titanfall right now. But so yeah, if you got 250 bones, go nuts. Actually, don't fucking do that at all.
Save the money and buy yourself an R90X or something.
Yeah,
Don't tell
there
me
you
what
go.
to do with my money.
So
I'm ordering one just to spite you both.
on some
I
off-
spotted my sub box for a month with that too.
some somewhat off-topic, but also really crappy things.
Oh god.
As we know, and I discussed earlier about trying to watch StarCraft today and having to watch it on low because American infrastructure. The top lobbyist, who is a former FCC chairman, because this isn't feeding into itself at all, wants
so
all
angry.
cable companies to put data caps on. Because like video streaming isn't becoming the biggest thing bandwidth-wise.
We,
You know,
we
like-
should clarify, right? He's a former FCC chairman, but he now serves as the CEO of the National Cable and Telecommunications Association, the major lobbying association for telephone and cable companies. So, I mean, that makes
I'm
perfect
totally
sense,
not
really.
feeling any kind of bias in this whole scenario. Like I feel like he's a very objective person.
Are you sure, Nick? I
I
can't.
feel like he's very objective in this scenario. Like he has
Yeah,
no.
I think he's really thinking about it, as us as a whole. So, but yeah, I think one of his exact quotes was that, if we don't do it now, we can't do it, and he wants to push for it like sooner than later. And it's
Listen,
just,
I'm sure that this guy has sworn to uphold the ethical standards that the cable industry is traditionally known for.
That's true. Yeah.
Boy,
I personally
cable.
just really like the fact that lobbying is still legal.
Yeah,
I
it's
think
pretty
that's
cool.
great. I really like bribery, just generally.
It's good. It's solid.
I
hey,
feel proud
it's
about it.
legal bribery. Let's get it straight here. It's legal.
That's what.
all right.
I'm a fan of all kinds of bribery.
Well, what's
It
crazy
doesn't
is
matter.
he's trying to push for this, right? He had this talk at this expo, and he's trying to push for this. Yet most of the big providers don't actually have data caps right now, such as Comcast. Sometimes they offer shit plans for a whole lot of money. That's most cable providers. But like Fios, for instance, does not do data caps. I do not believe Comcast does unless you get a plan with it. But
They
it's very specific.
trialed data caps. I think they've suspended them, or at least are not
And-
acting upon them right now.
Time Warner throttles, but they don't do data caps. They just throttle, which is
Yeah.
shitty anyway.
Fuck Time Warner. Just gonna put that out there. But no, if you want to line my pockets of me saying that.
Now,
you're a great
I
company,
personally don't think this is going to come to pass, especially with the high speeds that are going to start happening. In my area, I can get 500 down right now. It's a shitload of money, but I can get it. So I really don't think that his words are going to have too much to come
Well,
through.
that's
But this is the state of-
that's why he made those remarks, right? Because it doesn't take a fool to see that the window is closing on that as a strategy. Like it's failed so many times already because the times they've done it, they've gotten such huge consumer backlash that like the only way they can actually do it is to collude and just all decide to do it, because then no one has a choice. But then obviously they could try and do that, but then
Yeah.
you really face someone being like, wait a minute, that's really, really bad. We're gonna, we as a government
Start our
are
own
gonna
company
enforce
without
a
it.
bunch of-
Well, I love how
I don't know,
his...
I think they're just a shade away from like the government intervening on that stuff, because right now a lot of the government's in their pockets and whatever, but at a certain point you're raking everyone over the coals and no one's happy with you.
Well, I mean, already you can see this Google Fiber push having a bit of an effect on the cable people, because AT&T, for instance, I believe it was in Austin, someone can correct me if I'm wrong, AT&T, I think, beat Google to the 1 gigabit.
Well, they decided to beat Google because the infrastructure was already there, and they knew Google was coming.
Because it's actually not good for really anyone, government, us, if the infrastructure sucks. It's not good for anybody. I should not. I know Twitch is pure entertainment, and like I'm watching people play video games online, but I should not have to worry about the infrastructure being so bad that my 50 meg down connection cannot watch a stream at what is probably 2000 bitrate or something, and on high. Like, I should not have to worry about that. Like, the internet is too fundamental now for any of this shit to go on. Like, there needs to be some sort of sea change in how it works. And I think it's coming.
Rules.
I want you to keep in mind, though, I'm still hanging on to a cell phone plan from 2006 that has no data cap, and I refuse to actually get rid of it because you can't even get that anymore. Seriously, they don't even offer it for most companies. Like that's a new thing some of them are trying to offer for X amount of dollars. I will not let go of that. Like you've already given it to me, you can't just take it away at this point.
Well, what's great is I went to T-Mobile because it was month to month, and I can just pay whenever. And I do have a cap before they throttle me. I don't actually have a cap. They just throttle me at a certain point. But next month, they're going to unlimited on all their plans. So, like, T-Mobile's doing a lot of... I believe it's European carriers do this a lot. Telecommunications is just so fucked in the U.S. It's just so fucked. But, I don't know. It's going to take years for this to fully change, but hopefully with the help of Google... I know that we talked about months ago, we talked about how Germany is pushing to add internet to its Bill of Rights. Like, it is a right to have access to the internet.
If you think
about it, how integral is it to your life? Entertainment be damned. Everything else, fucking my taxes are submitted online. Like all that shit is done online. So people take school online. You can't really live well without it, without a lot more effort these days. So
I agree.
So hopefully we see
I
this
dream
guy.
of a world where no African children are denied access to memes.
Hey, Google's
Need
trying to help
memes.
that too. You know that? They're trying to roll out like cell data and all kinds of stuff in Africa right now.
God bless
Every
them.
individual in the entire world should have access to Cookie Clicker. I mean, it's just a
To
fundamental
clicking
part.
bad, which is
Yeah, I mean, give them a mouse and give them internet access. That's all I'm lobbying for. Chezz, President 2020.
I have never in my life had more fun than making meth online. So
Oh,
I don't
Dr. Meth?
clicking bad, dude. The greatest thing
I
ever.
did Dr. Meth. Yeah, I had like $250 trillion worth of meth. Yeah, it was pretty bad. So,
So
I'm not here
final
on behalf of Newegg or anything to do with drugs.
final news story. Cube World is not dead. I actually thought it was. Someone brought it up in the IRC like a couple of weeks ago. It's like, whatever happened to Cube World? I was like, yeah, that game was pretty decent actually. And there hasn't been an update since we all got that original version, and that is still the case. But finally, we have word from the dev they are working on an update. Apparently, they had other shit going on. Like, that was literally his excuse. We have other shit going on. Like, I mean, you charged us all $20 for an alpha and then didn't update it for 3 months. So, I mean, I don't know.
I just realized I spent more time trying to get the game than actually playing the game.
Your alpha's pretty good, but
still.
I mean...
Okay, well.
Wow, that guy got shit real fast.
That guy's banned.
That's a full ban. Just saying.
So, new releases this week.
That guy has 98,000 Twitter followers, the maker of Cube World. Wow.
Oh, I thought you meant the guy that was posting the dick in chat.
Yeah, I did too.
Yeah, I thought
was
you
like,
did too. I was like, wow. Ketchup, world famous for dicks, ASCII dicks in chat. Man.
Oh, this guy, I just realized, because I was wondering too. Cube World,
Actually, not a bad
I was gonna,
week for new releases.
I was gonna
No,
buy it.
it's not.
I was gonna buy it, and then I didn't. And then we didn't hear anything else about it. And sure enough, this guy hasn't tweeted since August 19th, and he tweeted the other day.
Yep. So, new releases this week. And there's several good ones this week, actually. Tomorrow, Slender the Arrival, which is one of the more jump scare, terrifying versions of Slender, which Scott will most likely play in a darkened room at Extra Life, is out tomorrow. So is Blood of the Werewolf, which is a game that I've heard of and now cannot remember what the hell it is about, but I have actually heard of and read about that game. But those are both out tomorrow. Tuesday, of course, we can talk about this real quick. Battlefield 4, of course, is out. I will be playing it. I have it pre-ordered. So you'll see it at midnight that night. It already preloaded for me. So we'll be playing that. So Battlefield 4, that's the biggest one all week. Master Reboot, which is a hacking game, which I'd heard about before this. Also out that day. Deadly Premonition, which is a classic horror game, out, which I believe was a mod originally, but is now going to be out on Tuesday as well on Steam, director's cut version of that. And a Pac-Man game. Yes, they still make Pac-Man games. Pac-Man and the Ghostly comes out Tuesday. Pac-Man and the Ghostly Adventure. So,
are we going to get any deets on this? Or are we fucking...
What, Pac-Man? I don't know jack about it. I just write down what's coming out.
No deets. Pac-Man.
Do you want me
to
look?
Look this up now?
Alright, Pac-Man and the... Fuck, it's not on Steam. Been fucking lied to. Yeah.
You betrayed us again, Pac-Man.
Why
a
even
month
try?
ago they released Pac-Man Championship Edition DX Plus.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Apparently it was on Xbox for a while.
Yeah, well, that's what I was thinking. That was the first place my mind went.
Listen,
and then I went back to Pac-Man 2 on Sega Genesis, which was really retarded. It was like a Pac-Man RPG, but horrible. It's really hard to explain. That game was an acid trip.
So, Wednesday, October 30th, Football Manager 2014. Actually heard good things about Football Manager if you're into footy. So, Football Manager 2014 out Wednesday. And then Thursday, Mr. Sark is extremely happy on Thursday. Sniper Elite Nazi Zombie Army 2.
God damn
sequel to a game that we could not get to work on launch night.
This is what happens when you make a game title completely.
Well, none of us.
Who played with me? We played.
Me.
Yeah, me and Chezz played.
Yeah, we couldn't connect.
The shit out of some zombies, but we couldn't get anybody else in. Anybody East Coast couldn't get in.
This might very well be a decent game, but I think that is the worst title.
It is pretty bad.
Sniper Elite Nazi.
But it is also
Army
really
2.
descriptive. It is really descriptive.
It's descriptive, but it's like a template for when you're making a game about any of those things. You're like, let's call it this. Insert these words here in any order you choose.
Insert the word Nazi, zombie, and army, and just throw a number behind it.
It's the first game to ever have a title comprised entirely of buzzwords that are trying to attract an audience.
Oh, speaking of this, actually, I know Infinity Ward doesn't normally do zombies, and I know a lot of people do like the Call of Duty Zombies modes. There's apparently a Zombies mode in Ghosts, which is allegedly
Aliens mode.
It's an Aliens mode, which I would assume works like zombies, but
why is there not just a Ghosts mode? Just replace all the weapons with the Ghostbuster shit.
Actually, that would be.
I'm really not happy about Call of
Duty's. They are releasing mod tools for the PC version. So hey, you never know.
Hey, remember when the last
laughing.
Yeah, remember when they did that for Black Ops?
Last time they released mod tools and it took like 9 months and it was terrible.
And Modern Warfare 3 was already out.
I played Pro Mod Black Ops 1.
Let's not talk about Pro Mod on Black Ops 1, please.
Actually, what I'm hoping Extinction Mode is
XK mod. Thank you.
Yep. Yeah.
And we played a 20. I will have you know, we played a 24-man gun game server in Black Ops. That was a modded gun game, and it was super fun. So
yeah, that was decent.
Look, I'm just saying, I'm not judging ahead of time how good Ghost is going to be. I just don't agree with the direction they're taking the franchise in. I don't like horror games. They're too spooky for me. I can't deal with a horror game right now. It's already Halloween. I'm on the edge of my sanity here. I can't even walk out of my house without being terrorized by my neighbor's plastic skeleton. This is bullshit. Now we're throwing Ghosts into the mix. Fuck Call of Duty.
I actually hope the Extinction mod, and actually with the thing they showed, I think it was a Vine or something that was the promo for it. I hope it's a Predator versus Alien situation, like a hidden kind of thing. Which that would be fucking amazing if it works right. That'd be great. I'd play shit out of that actually. One person gets to be the Predator, and then everybody else is the Marines. I'd be down with that. So. We'll see what it is. They still haven't said. They got a week. They got a week. Shut up, you haters of Gary's mod. Hidden is fucking sweet. That's a sweet mod. We was playing it. We was playing it 2 years ago, dog, with APL Applefisher, making those videos with voice changers.
Yeah, I heard there was some trouble in a terrorist town though. So we should play that.
Turbulence full of terrorists. Why would there be such a town?
I don't know.
Turbulence and troublemaker territory?
The new mod.
Oh, we're going to go to commercial and we're going to do your Twitter questions. I don't know what just happened, but 2 minutes. We'll be back.
God damn it, Blacklight.
Did you see that somewhere, or did you just make that up?
I made it up on Twitter earlier this week.
He did make it up on Twitter.
That's incredible.
That's quality. That's quality.
Turbulence and troublemaker territory.
Give me a little credit, come on.
It's not a Gunner Optics tweet, so.
Well, it's true. So nobody paid attention to it.
I got so many tweets
Gunner
from Gunner
Optics
Optics because
superior.
of you for you and Bob representing and giving props to them. Yeah, Gunner tweeted me like 6 times, like thanks for the props, guys. I'm like, stop. I
finally
understand
on
what
the map.
Gunners are. Damn it. I need your PR
Hey, man.
team after me.
I am their PR team.
But seriously, my eyes hurt after a day's worth of work. It sucks. I might actually get Gunners.
They're actually really good. Like, no joke. Really good.
I don't know if I could bring myself to stream with Gunners on. I don't know.
Do it.
I could if it helped
I'm
my
gonna
eyes.
do it right now.
I might just drag my monitor closer to my face so I don't need glasses, and that'll probably be worse.
Oh god damn it, Katie Zen.
Bubbles.
I would like
I'll
to
have
point
Bubbles
out.
glasses.
I would like to point out Katie Zen's conviction is quite good. If you're without a spooky game to play this Halloween, fear not. Orion Dino Horde is having their spooktacular Halloween event with new mask bosses and more. You fucking piece of shit, Katie Zen. He is alright. Let me.
Orion Dino lobbyist group.
Let me say something real quick. He is doing a 24-hour extra live stream where he's just playing Dino Horde for 24 hours. I'm not kidding.
Fucking god.
This is actually a thing. He loves this fucking game. He loves it. I don't.
How?
But
Apparently, Diction said that Gunner flew him to Vegas, drugged him, and then left him in a dish with only his left shoe somewhere. So I'm actually probably more on board with the Gunners now.
yeah, I'm actually more.
That actually had the opposite effect of what
I
you
think that
intended.
was the best PR they could have, done.
I actually
Gunners,
want
we will drug and kidnap you. That's the tagline.
Shit, really? All right, Twitter questions. Because I didn't check my email. We didn't get it. Where's Mimi? She's off duty this week, apparently.
Love memes.
God damn it. At Canadian Furry, first of all, are you really a furry?
Are you really Canadian?
Inquiring minds want to know if that combination exists. What are the sexiest voices in gaming?
I don't. Who's the guy who voices like everybody right now? Like
Troy Baker.
Nolan
Troy
North.
Baker.
No, well, Nolan North does a lot too, but the guy he's thinking about Troy Baker.
Yeah, it was Troy Baker. He did Booker DeWitt and Joel from.
I'm gonna go with
Sweden.
the.
He's also the new Joker voice in the
the new
Arkham game.
Really, really good.
Yeah, it's pretty damn good. Also, the Batman voice in the new one is also pretty good. Not as good as Troy Baker's Joker, but it's
Dude,
still
Troy
pretty,
Baker
pretty,
did
pretty decent Batman.
Did the killing joke monologue at a Comic-Con, and it was fucking amazing.
Clearly wins no matter what you do.
That's true.
It depends on. No, I think Troy Baker is a really versatile voice. I feel like I didn't even know it was the same guy. It was okay. Joel from what's it called? Last of Us.
From Sweden.
From Sweden. Sounds really good, but he doesn't sound like Booker DeWitt, who also sounded really good. Like they sound like two different characters to me. And then he does the Joker really well. So he's just. But I'm just saying, even though his voices aren't necessarily what's sexy, he's a really fucking good-looking dude. Just saying.
I'm gonna
go.
What's
What's fantastic is Nolan North and Troy Baker both do voices in Arkham Origins.
That is a good combo.
I would go with GLaDOS.
That's okay.
That's a quality one.
That's a good voice, yeah.
I'm gonna go with U.S. Tom for my GPS navigation because he gets me where I'm going.
U.S. Tom.
U.S. Tom.
You're going with the
my
heavy in
choice.
TF2.
The heavy. I was gonna say the Scout in TF2. That is just boners
your
everywhere.
GPS a game, Chezz?
This ain't a game. This ain't a game,
Yes,
Chezz.
it's a game. It's serious business when he tells me to exit in like 0.2 miles and I'm nowhere near that exit.
You
It's
think
a
this
serious
game? This is no game. You think
It's U.S. Tom. He's not British at all. He's not talking about crumpets and tea. He's just straight up telling me you better fucking exit in 0.2 miles, and I'm ready to go.
I'm gonna your GPS to swear at
The
you.
sexiest voice in gaming.
He's serious.
By far, the sexiest voice in gaming is from the YouTuber Flatulent Latino.
I thought it was G Unit.
What about G in it?
My John Cleese voice GPS told me to turn left while I was on a bridge. John Cleese tried to kill me.
John, nobody. Does everyone in chat know who John Cleese is? I fucking hope so. But
From Monty Python.
He's from Monty Python. He's a fucking legend. New Monty Python movie in the works, by the way.
I heard.
Gonna suck. See ya.
Wow, dude.
Okay, you're dead to me.
Oh, fate.
I didn't even know. I didn't
Dead to
know.
me just grew to one.
I didn't know anything about that movie until just now. So there you go.
Jesus.
Neither did I, but I'm excited about it.
I'm gonna go with Voice of Illidan. Is a sexy
we'll turn it
voice. Whoever
That's
voices
pretty good.
Illidan.
That's pretty good. I didn't think
He's
about that
got a
one.
good voice. Whoever that is. I don't know who that is, but. Oh man, Duck Sauce does have a sexy voice. I will give you that.
He is the best, yes.
I love watching Duck Sauce stream.
Nick.
Duck Sauce has a great
welcome,
voice.
Nick.
He's also really good at Final Fantasy 14. So.
Somebody mentioned in chat the Bastion narrator. That's a really good pick.
Ooh.
Yeah, Logan Cunningham. That's my.
Rux.
I mean, that's my obvious answer. Anytime you put, who has best voice, sexiest voice, whatever. That's just, it's him.
Yeah, he is absolutely fabulous. Also,
Upmarket Rat voting for Upmarket Rat as best voice.
Okay.
So,
right.
Josh does have a
I'm
good
still gonna
voice.
stick with U.S. Tom or G Unit.
Call of Duty
Fucking
Ghost
US
coming out.
Tom. US Tom is slaying me so bad. I don't know why.
U.S. Tom is a great guy.
What about Call of Duty Ghost, sir?
With Ghost coming out, I have to give an honest vouch towards Xbox Ahoy,
Ooh.
who did the
Good
Call of Duty
voice.
weapon guides.
The dog
Yeah.
barking ghosts as well.
Were all his guides just one
Yes.
sentence? This is a laser. And then that
The
was the
dog.
end of the guide? Because that's all you
The-
need.
That's
The
yeah,
dog
that's
that barks. I'm gonna give a shout out to
the dog guide. Yeah,
Riley.
need a name. Shut the hell up. Xbox
Alright.
Ahoy has a really good,
Next
good
question
Riley's
is a
real name
very,
is Fluffy.
very interesting set of events. Werner Ingemar asks, if you could suplex any historical figure, who would it be and what kind of suplex would it be?
Tiger.
I gotta look up kinds of suplexes.
I don't know if mine.
Dude,
mine would.
it definitely has to be the perfect plex.
Yeah, I was going to say
There's
the
no question
perfect
about it.
plex. It
the
has
perfect
to be the perfect plex.
I'm gonna superplex Roseanne Barr.
Oh, Jam
Counts as
206.
being historical.
Fuck you.
That's a real loose definition of historical figure.
If the show Roseanne doesn't go down in history, then we all fucked up as a fucking race. That's what I say.
Wait, so who are you suplexing?
Roseanne Barr.
Just all right.
All right, so I'm on the suplex Wikipedia page. I'm gonna go with
you could suplex Roseanne Barr.
Yeah, to be fair,
I'm not
totally fair.
It's not saying if you could. It's saying if you. It's not saying if you had the physical capabilities. It's saying if you had the choice of suplexing somebody.
Let me say something real quick. There's a whole shitload of suplexes, Chezz.
I was going to say,
I'm on the suplex
great Wikipedia article right here.
Yeah, I have that up right now.
It has to be the perfect plex, and right before I suplex, I smack it out of the air.
That's right. Dude, Kurt Hennig, Mr. Perfect. I watched a lot of wrestling videos a month ago on Netflix. It was real bad.
I watched them all, dude. I watched
Dude, did you watch the top ladder matches one?
No.
Oh, dude,
I don't watch anything with actual matches because that's what I care about the least. Is the actual wrestling.
Oh man.
Are we saying that in this scenario? Let me just get you guys' popular vote on this because obviously this wasn't outlined. Are we saying that as long as I have the physical ability to pick them up, if not being able to best them in a wrestling match, I could suplex them? I can choose them, right? Like saying, okay, this guy would probably.
You don't even have to be able to physically pick them up. If you want to suplex this person, you may suplex this person.
Okay. Abe Lincoln.
You're suplexing Abe Lincoln. Damn.
Abe Lincoln. Okay, now Abe Lincoln. Here's the thing: you think historical figure. First person you think is Abe Lincoln. So this is, it's a little bit of a typical answer. But here's the thing: Abe Lincoln was an avid wrestler. He was supposedly like unbeaten practically because he was super lanky and could just like grapple you like a jellyfish. And
fucking historian, Blackliteattack.
Yeah, you would try to grapple him and shit. And slip out because he was all
you like a jellyfish.
He was all skinny and slimy. So fucking.
And didn't have a brain.
Yeah, exactly.
Like a jellyfish.
So I'm thinking like I challenged him to a wrestling match.
Slimy.
What
makes him slimy?
I like how nobody addressed that.
Slimy bastard, Abe Lincoln.
No, he wasn't slimy. It's like a snake. Like you think they're slimy, but they're actually not.
I could believe you could just tell me that Abe Lincoln was like this undefeated wrestler, and I could believe that. But then you're just saying words that are like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound.
Let me ask you a question, Blacklight, really quick.
I'm trying to justify it.
Did Abe Lincoln ever hold the Intercontinental Championship?
Fucking, I don't know.
See, I don't fucking know. I don't fucking.
As long as the Honky Tonk Man, which was the longest tenured Intercontinental champion of all time.
Anyway,
no, he did not. He did not.
Is it all
scenario? The answer to your question is no. Now, in this scenario, I'm thinking like, okay, so we're gonna grapple, and it's not like an angry fight or anything. It's just like we're like bro fighting because it's our sport. Like he's a wrestler in this scenario, I'm a wrestler, and we're just gonna get to it. But what he doesn't realize is that I've traveled back in time, and I have to preserve the timeline. And we're bros and all, but he has to die. And the timeline is warped. For some reason, John Wilkes Booth is not going to be able to kill him, and I have to suplex him in midair into John Wilkes Booth's bullet. And it's super tragic and scarring for me because I have to kill my friend. But it has to happen or else time will be irreparably altered. So I pick Abe Lincoln.
How do you even go on from there? I was going to try to explain mine, and there's nowhere to go from that.
This scenario does not say you get to befriend the historical figure.
Too bad. Too bad. It's a romantic situation, not romantic like relationship, but it's going to be a very dramatic situation, and it's all like super heavy, and it's this glorious like slow motion. I have my hands around his waist from behind. As gay as that sounds, it's in slow motion, and tears are streaming from my eyes and glistening in sunlight. And then he just goes straight into the bullet in midair. And
somebody in chat. There's like 350 of you. Just draw this, please.
Illustration of this in a few minutes.
Don't forget the shiny tears, please. It means a lot to me.
I would perfect plex Gandhi because I bet that motherfucker never got perfect plexed. That's all. I bet Gandhi never got perfect.
Probably have pretty brittle bones.
Yeah, it looks like. And to be fair, I think historical figures have probably never been perfect. I feel like the ratio of people who have been perfect plexed versus people who have not versus people who have is probably pretty low.
So I'm going to go with something Halloween themed here. It's called the Pump Handle Suplex, but we're going to rename it the Pumpkin Handle Suplex, and I'm pumpkin handle suplexing Oprah. I'm just flat
Oprah?
out doing it.
What about keep it
She deserves
themed
it.
and just do it to Slender Man?
No, it's got to be Oprah. It's got to
Alright.
be Oprah.
Can you suplex a yoga pants wearing teenage girl into a pile of pumpkin spice lattes?
I think this is
lattes.
something that could happen. Maybe even in Extra Life. I think this is possible.
Listen, I wouldn't suplex Kevin James. I would just straight stab him. But that's not the question.
Prison
so
shank. Yeah.
We're
Are you saying
suplexing.
whatever suplex involves you actually just stabbing them?
Yeah, involves me using a toothbrush as a dirty shiv and putting it in Kevin James' body. That is what I want to do. That's a knife suplex? Oh, thank you.
A knife plex. You stab them with 2 knives and use it as leverage.
The old gunshot to the head suplex. That's a good one.
Classic.
Jesus. And a Will Smith picture gets linked, because why wouldn't it? Alright, next question. From Rockopotamus. See you at LAN, Rockopotamus. What was the worst game you ever rented when you were younger?
Ooh.
I rented a lot of games, bro.
That's a great question, but I don't think I remember
I
most
have
of the games that I rented.
I don't know about the worst game, but the worst decision I ever made was to rent a WWF game on the N64 when WCW NWO World Tour existed.
Ooh.
Yes.
So that was the worst decision
That
I've
is
ever
a
made.
bad decision, because the WCW game was fucking amazing.
It really was.
And it had
Still
everybody
the
at
best
that
wrestling
point.
game to date.
Yeah. I asked Blah to play this on the emulation station. He has not answered me, so I'm just going to bring it up again. I would say the worst game I ever rented was ESPN Extreme Sports for the PS1.
Yeah.
Fucking
needs to do it.
Fucking
I forgot you
terrible. Fucking terrible
game.
game.
Because the way you described it, it sounded just like pure septic
Oh.
awfulness.
Oh, dude. ESPN making
I'm
video
excited about
games is pretty much the pinnacle of awful.
So here, actually, you know what? It's coming back to me now. The whole getting on the whole sports thing. I don't know how this led me to from sports to this, but there was a game that tried to capitalize on the popularity of the Tony Hawk franchise back in the PS1 era. Remember how awesome Tony Hawk 1, 2, and 3 were? And I think 4 was on PlayStation 1 as well. They had a Razor scooter game.
Oh, yeah.
I remember that.
Yeah, they did.
Oh,
Where you would go around in skate parks and stuff exactly like a Tony Hawk game, except infinitely worse. And you know how Tony Hawk had all that awesome punk music and shit? Just some really good alternative rock filling up his playlists. It had 3 songs. They were yeah, we have to do that, but we can only afford the rights to 3 songs. And this was actually a game that was that was published by Razor Scooter, or at least had their name on it.
Who developed this game? I have to look this up.
I will look it up. Hold on.
Razor.
While you're looking that up, I'm gonna give a shout out to Flanlord since I don't have an answer. He rented Lord of the Stings with his dad in middle school, thinking it was a Lord of the Rings parody and not a porno. The stakes were made, so yeah, that's I don't have an answer, but Flanlord gets a shout out.
Okay. It seems to have been developed by Crave Studios, I think that says. I'm trying to find the... Oh, here we go. Okay, so the developer was Shaba Games on the PlayStation 1.
Wait, spell Shaba Games. Oh, no, I have it.
S-H-A-B-A.
Alright, hold up. Crave was the developer. Oh, and Shaba. Okay, I have to look.
Actually developed Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3.
Wow, and Underground 2 Remix. Jesus.
And
And
Shrek
Spider-Man
Super
Web of
Slam.
Shadows, which is a terrible game.
Yo, Shrek Super Slam though?
Shrek Super Slam on the Nintendo DS? My jam.
Also,
I never
Wakeboarding Unleashed featuring Sean Murray, which sounds like it probably sold well, given that it has no fucking Wikipedia entry. So it probably was a smash hit on the original Xbox. I know Spider-Man Web of Shadows is an awful game, so they made that.
I don't really remember renting a lot of games that I didn't like Like I was
Because
like
you were
angry
like
that I
4
rented.
years old,
remember.
right?
No, because when I was younger, I just didn't. I had a higher tolerance
Yeah.
for mediocre games. I just didn't care. I just wanted to play games. It didn't
Well,
really matter.
or I feel like, or when you rent a game and it was bad, it's like that's kind of what you expected because you
Yeah,
rented a
it's-
lot of bad games to get to the really good games that you liked.
The soundtrack was 9 songs, but only 5 bands. No, 4 bands.
can
So
tell you the
that
worst-
might be why.
I can tell you the worst movie I ever rented. It's a Transformers knockoff called Transmorphers.
Oh, Jesus.
Oh,
Okay,
man.
so my son watched that because they have every knockoff on Netflix of like every
Oh
big
god,
thing.
it's good.
It's so bad. He was watching a Cars ripoff.
It's so bad because like at the beginning of the movie, this like robot thing that looks like a fucking like T2 from fucking Terminator. Like I don't even like just like or what T25. What
2000.
numbers after the thing?
The big 2-legged guy, right?
Yeah, big fucking metal dude. He's just like standing there, and the guy is like, "Oh, I know what that is. I'm a UAV expert." And it's like, oh, that's not a UAV, but sure, okay. I mean, that makes sense. And then they run to like a local park for shelter, and like after like 15 minutes after the doomsday has come, they've already got like setups. They're like, "Okay, this is our base. We got this." It's really just a great movie overall.
So I don't
Wait,
remember
wait.
the worst. I don't remember the worst game that I've ever rented, just because I don't have complete knowledge of the games I've rented over the years. But one that specifically stands out to me that I do remember for sure that I rented and did not buy was Nagano Winter Olympics '98.
Ooh, those are always so bad 'cause they're one-offs and they're never going to
Yeah,
make it
they're
again.
one-offs.
Oh, God.
They just completely.
Someone in
it.
chat just linked a picture of the Razor Scooter game, and my God,
Oh, that looks so glorious.
Oh, I
I'm gonna
remember
go
this
get that
game.
right now.
I've played that game.
Yep.
a kindergartner
Okay,
has
thanks.
rendered this game, apparently.
You went around
Um,
collecting like the Razor Scooter gel wheels, like that was your pickup for some reason. And if
Yep.
I remember correctly, I think like one of the levels was like a giant robot that you somehow fought by Razor Scootering around him on his half pipe
I
arms
didn't
or
know this
something.
was a game, but that looks incredible. What console is that for?
PlayStation 1.
PlayStation
As well
1.
as I think GBA and like Dreamcast or something.
GBA.
Don't you emulate that bitch?
That might actually be this week's well, next week since this week is LAN.
Yeah. All right, next question. Connor III. Connor III. If I went to one of the KBMOD members' houses on Halloween, who would give out the best treat, and what would it be?
I'm gonna
Well,
take this
Dan
one
would
right
have
here.
a haunted.
Go ahead.
Dan would have the haunted puzzle basement with a great treat at the end.
It'd be an
Well, I think
amazing
that's what
Haunted
it
treat.
is.
specifically by the ghost of his balls.
Well, I was gonna say Dan's house because of his wife, but I guess that works too.
Either way, you're getting a
It's-
treat. So it's
If you're looking to meet Pastor Gaines, I'm actually giving out steroids this Halloween. And if you're looking for tech advice as far as which hardware to buy, you could probably just go to Brandon's house. So feel free
Yeah.
to just stop over there, and no matter what time of night it is, just knock on the door. Hillary doesn't mind waking Brandon up, and he'll give you some tech advice.
Brandon's giving out 770s.
It
Yeah.
depends
Oh,
on
yeah.
how you define treat, right? I mean, I can give you some great advice if you consider that a treat.
At 3 in the morning, if I stop at your house at 3 in the morning, will you give me great
I mean,
advice?
it's Halloween. If you were dressed in costume, yeah.
All right.
I'm down.
If you come to my house, my apartment during Halloween, I'll answer the door, yell "twerk or treat," and then just hump your pelvis.
Wow.
All right. Good answer.
Jeez. Blacklight's giving out fedoras
Yep.
and gunners,
Standard.
gunner optics.
And Gunner Optics. yeah.
Standard.
I'm still waiting on my promo pair to come in the mail.
Dude, they love you. They
They'll be
love
there
you.
soon.
They do.
Always tweet at them.
I'm still working for it, but I think I may have an in.
If
They
you
may
start
actually-
working at Gunners, I'm done. That's
just well, I'm done.
podcast over. KB mod done. Blacklight
KB
works
mod
at Gunners.
dissolved.
My work is complete. Blacklight works at Gunners.
I'm going for it, man.
I don't think any of us would be the kind to give out like full candy bars on Halloween.
Yeah, no,
'Cause
definitely
that,
not.
as awesome as that is, like those are the best houses. That is so expensive.
It is.
Yeah, it really is. And I'm cheap as fuck. Unless it's
But you have
computer.
no idea how amazing it was when I was like, I want to say about 10. the neighborhood the neighborhood that's currently across the street from mine used to just be cornfields, and they bulldozed it and made these giant ass rich ass motherfucker houses. It's like our houses are nice houses, but not fucking mansions. And then on the other side of the street, fucking mansions. So that was the biggest boon to Halloween ever, because the year after they actually moved everybody into their houses, all those rich motherfuckers were giving out giant-ass candy bars. Although a couple of them, now that I think back on it, there were a couple people who were just handing out these little, like, fucking shitty bags of pretzels, and it's like, oh, you spent way more money on your house than you can afford.
Let me interrupt you really quickly. Rohan, who never does anything right, has done something incredibly right in chat, and it's now in our Skype chat. And it is you suplexing Abe Lincoln.
And Abe Lincoln's head is on
Abe's head is like...
Where's the bullet about the...
Where's the shining tears?
I see no shining tears, Rohan.
Abe has the sensibility of an owl.
I actually think...
Talk about big candy bars. I don't think I ever went trick-or-treating in a town I lived in. I would always... like make my mom drive me to the rich neighborhoods.
Yeah,
so
dude, you were a smart kid. We used to go
like,
out to.
Why get candy when they can just, like, rich people just hand out Mercedes and shit? It's like whatever.
In the town I grew up in, there
they
was
just gave full candy bars.
Yeah, there was a development called Kimberly Estates, and we would always drive out to Kimberly to trick or treat because they had all the good shit. Like that was where all the rich people lived. You had to get that full Kit Kat and shit, not that 2-bar bullshit Kit Kat. Fuck you. Don't hand that shit out. Come on. Actually, my house, we just give out those fucking horrible dum-dum suckers and Smarties. Because fuck yo kids. I don't know.
Hey, for real though, tell your wife I pay her like $100. She makes a few batches of them Rolos cookies. Like, damn, turn up. Dude, she put Rolos in cookies.
Oh,
she
that
did do that.
amazing.
It was delicious. She said, food will be waiting for you when you get here.
Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Mr. Steal Yo Girl. Just for Rolo cookies. That's how fucking low my standards are.
What has science done?
I will ruin your personal life for Rolo cookies.
Photoshop artists hate
They're
it.
pretty good. Rolos are pretty good. Very underrated candy.
They are a very underrated candy. I think my favorite candy, we've gone over favorite candies before, is probably Sour Patch Kids, but nobody can really give those out on Halloween. Because then there might be
unless you want to give your children diabetes.
Only eat a few of those.
No, you can eat the whole.
I can
you can eat the whole bag if you got some will. You got some willpower.
I can tank a bunch of them. They're not like candy corn and Reese's Pieces. Although Reese's Pieces are far superior to candy corn, I can only eat a few pieces of Sour Patch Kids. I can tank.
I will have to say we brought up.
Really? Sour Patch Kids like hurt my mouth. It's
that's the rewarding
have we
part
answered
of
this
it, though.
before? What's everyone's favorite Halloween candy?
Halloween candy?
This is not necessarily the same answer as your favorite candy.
That's true. That's true.
Yeah.
I feel like Reese's Cups are way better than Halloween for me.
Butterfinger. Ooh, goddamn. That's. I'm gonna go with Reese's Cups, but Butterfingers right up there.
Butterfingers are good too.
Butterfingers is delicious. I actually like Smarties a lot. I wasn't
You ever
actually
smoke
shit-talking.
Smarties? Like, not actually smoke them, but like, it's like when you're a kid, what you do is you rub them together while it's still in the package, so it makes a bunch of powder in it, and then you open one side, and then you inhale, and then you blow it out your mouth, and it makes like like a sugar.
I did snort pixie sticks once, and with Capsar in study hall. If Capsar's in chat, and we got loopy as fuck off that sugar, man. It was like it hurt too a lot.
Yeah. Yep.
It hurt a lot, but it was good shit. It was good shit, man.
I think best Halloween. I kind of want to say Starburst. Like Starburst are good in small doses.
It's not a bad call. Jeez, what am I?
Or maybe Nerds. The little boxes of Nerds are pretty good.
Yeah, Nerds are pretty good.
You know what are really good, and I don't know if people are giving them out for Halloween at all because it's a relatively new candy bar, but peanut butter Twix are fucking fantastic.
Twix like in any form are fantastic.
Twix are great. Don't get me wrong. But these are like Twix had sex with a Reese's cup. It's peanut butter instead of caramel, and then the cookie is a chocolate cookie, and it's still covered in chocolate.
I didn't say Twix because Twix is the obvious answer to any candy-related question.
True.
It's true.
True.
It's true.
True.
But I gotta give my shout-outs.
I get Kit Kat Extra Crunchies when I get candy at work from the vending machine. They're delicious. If you haven't had a Kit Kat Extra Crunchy, it's like one giant fucking Kit Kat. It's great. It's pretty much
cat,
the best. Yeah. All right. Speaking of Halloween, Ifron's asked, do you guys do anything super spooktacular for Halloween?
Spooktacular.
I usually get really drunk.
You do get really drunk. I usually, well, not usually. I haven't actually in a couple of years now, which saddens me, and I won't be able to this year. I usually go to the Eveline Halloween party, and this is actually like a nationwide famous Halloween party. It's been in like Spin Magazine and Rolling Stone and shit. It's in Pittsburgh. It is insane. It is completely insane. They have a roller coaster in their backyard. Yeah, it's pretty nuts.
Damn.
And they always have the party themed, and they own this house just to throw this party. And it's run by like an improv comedy group in Pittsburgh, and they literally own this house just to throw this party every year. And it's fucking amazing. They always have like the local beer companies bring like beer wagons. It's just like mobile tap stations, and it's fucking insane. It is that party that you've seen in a movie. That is the Eveline Halloween party. Like, it is completely nuts. It is amazing. If you're in the Pittsburgh area, you owe it to yourself to go. The tickets are like $50, but it's free drinks all night, so it's actually not that bad of a deal. And the party goes till 5 a.m., so it's pretty sweet.
So what I'm seeing is that Spooktacular Halloween is actually the Thursday I fly into Pittsburgh. So my goal is to actually get Dan so drunk that he spoops somewhere around Pittsburgh.
He's gonna spoop at the bus. He's spooping at the bus stop.
Yeah,
that's where he's gonna spoop.
That's my goal for this Spooktacular Halloween. I'm gonna get Dan to spoop somewhere. So that's my goal. Obviously, it hasn't been accomplished yet, but I think I'm well on my way. I got a good amount of funds saved up for the spoopy. It's gonna be great.
Solid.
I never did stuff for Halloween like until recently. I just recently started getting more into like horror movies and stuff like that. And then we a bunch of people we went to well, not a bunch, but a few people we went to Universal Studios, and they have Halloween Horror Nights where they have like a bunch of like haunted mazes and stuff like that, which is pretty good. There's like an Evil Dead one, an Insidious one. There's a Black Sabbath one. There are like 2 Walking Dead ones. It was pretty cool. I hadn't been into like a legitimate, like, a well-made haunted house that like wasn't in like a state fair.
Oh man! I just realized the party that I just talked about, they didn't have one this year. They're having one next year. That's the first time in like 14 years they haven't had a party. I wish I could find pictures, because it's fucking insane. But yeah. I do like doing the horror movies. When I had cable, I loved AMC during October.
I just like Hocus Pocus. I don't even need
oh my god, John,
Give me
literally
fucking
just
Hocus
I
Pocus.
was just about to
movie.
fucking say that. I was about to fucking
It's
say
so
that. I watch
good.
that every year. I watch it every year. They fucking fly on vacuums, and they fucking, oh my god, and the fucking cat gets run over, and it's like, oh
That's
no.
and when I was young in that movie, like when I was young and I watched that movie, I actually thought for a second that Sarah Jessica Parker might be attractive.
For like 2 seconds?
Good lord.
Man.
Yes. She doesn't
So
look
naive.
nearly as gross as she actually is in that movie. I think she's
Hocus Pocus
decided
is-
to look more like a toe since she's filmed that movie. She looks like a fucking toe.
Oh god. A toe.
I have to give shout-outs to Nightmare Before Christmas, because if I say I like that movie, then young alternative chicks will have sex with me.
Wait, are we in a hot topic right now?
Yes. Behold my face makeup.
All right,
I actually legitimately like that movie. That's a good movie. But then
Next
again, I
question.
don't know. Who doesn't like that movie?
At Gandhi14. Well, I suplexed you earlier, dog. I'm sorry. Broke all your brittle bones. Make peace now. Should have suplexed instead.
Oh, no.
Asked if Gabe Newell and John Carmack approached you and said, prepare yourself, what would you expect to happen to you?
DP.
Straight up.
Well, that's that. This is over. Done.
It said, what do you expect to happen, not what you want to happen.
Oh, sorry. Oh, in that case, then it would be a pig roasting.
Oh, okay.
Well, Nick, would you like to come eat some roast pig with us? Yes, actually.
Yes, I would. Would you like to talk about game
You aren't going to double penetrate me? I don't know how to feel.
Put one dick in your mouth and one dick in your ass. It's fine.
I thought you meant like they were actually going to roast a pig with you and you're going to have like a barbecue.
Nope. It's a sexual thing.
Eiffel Tower at the very least. It's a good answer. I would be honored to be in that Eiffel Tower.
It'd be a dream come true.
I don't have an answer for this. It wouldn't be Half-Life 3 though, if that's what you're fishing for.
Not at all.
It wouldn't be Doom 4.
I wouldn't want to see either of them naked.
I'm kind of with you. One is like a skinny alien man, and the other's a pretty large dude.
Well, I feel like it's just if you see them naked, I would never be able to look at them the same, for better or worse. Like possibly for the better. I mean, if one of them is like really well endowed, you're like, not.
Well, I'm pretty sure Carmack is ripped, actually.
I mean,
I'm
I think
pretty sure Gaben just has a huge dick.
Well, that's what I mean. Is
very
like
least huge balls.
Not only are you one of the greatest minds of our, the generation in this industry, but you also are, hung like I don't know. It would depend on how large he was.
Like Brandon. I love Brandon.
Hung like a lion, Gaben's a wonderful maned lion.
Beautiful, powerful.
Beautiful.
Innovative lion.
17-inch python on Gaben? Damn. Mandingo Gaben. Good lord. Last question is a serious question. Although he spelled John wrong, we don't have anyone who's Jon on this podcast. But
yeah, we do.
We'll
Except for Hex.
No, you're right. No, you're right. We don't have
we don't have anybody.
Oh, he's not here.
He doesn't watch this. A 4K penis. God. This question is mainly for John. I stopped following competitive TF2 a year ago. What has happened and what has changed?
Okay, so Tyrone quit. LG broke up. North America went to Europe. North America shit on Europe. North America came back. North America went back to Europe. Europe and Australia shit on America. The end.
There you go. TF2.
Heard it here first.
The entire year. The entire year. North America.
Danny's still the best player in the world by a lot. Dunzo.
Boom. Done. There you go. Alright, guys. That was episode 115. Every week we do this. I'm baffled that we get through it. Episode 115, especially with beautiful lion-maned Gabes frolicking throughout the pastures of my mind. But
Gabe Nubile.
The nubile Gaben. Episode 115. But what really matters is that Friday, the shit goes down. 44 hours of Extra Life, including, if you're wondering when the next podcast is, it is next weekend, live from LAN and California, episode 116, 10 p.m. Saturday night, Eastern, is tentatively the time. But we'll be doing a live podcast, and then, be there. It will be pretty insane, I have a feeling.
All the way turned up.
Yeah, we will be all the way turned up at that point.
All the way turned down.
At LAN.
To smoke like a Ferrari when it burns out.
Please don't. Please don't.
Yeah. Who came up with 44 hours? Just ended up being the time that we had. I don't even know if it is 44 hours. What is it? Yeah, it is 44, actually.
Well, is it actually
roughly
45? Because we...
Oh, it is
fall
45.
back, so we have the same hour twice.
Yes. Thank you all for watching once again, and thank you to all the new subscribers who came in during this podcast. We truly appreciate it. And next weekend, man, it's going to to be crazy.
Hopefully Scott will be at next weekend's podcast.
Yeah, I'll tell you what, if Scott isn't there, I will
Somehow
fly.
he'll find a reason to not be on the podcast when he's in Pittsburgh.
When he's in the room, he will not be on the podcast.
I can't swing that.
So, yeah. Streams for this week. Monday, Tuesday, normal. Wednesday and beyond, don't know. We'll see. So, stay tuned. Now there's glistening tears in the Abe Lincoln Photoshop.
And his head is even more in a not natural position.
I know. It's so good. We'll see you next time. Episode 116 live from LAN this weekend. Please donate to Extra Life, guys. We truly appreciate it. And we'll see you then. Later, bros.
Later.
Bye.
Later.